Here is how to control your emotions in 5 steps. Step 1. Catch it early. Don't wait until the emotion has taken over your voice, your face, and your decisions. Learn to notice its first signal: heat in your face, pressure in your chest, a tight jaw, faster speech, repetitive thoughts, or an urge to attack, escape, or shut down. Your first action is to find your earliest reliable clue. Imagine a colleague dismisses your idea. Before you say anything, you notice your shoulders rise and your mind starts preparing a cutting reply. That is the moment to intervene. Notice what is happening. Catch it early. Emotion researcher James Gross describes regulation as a process that can happen at different points as an emotion develops. Catching it early doesn't guarantee control, but it gives you more options than noticing only after you have acted. Choose one signal you will watch for: your breathing, your muscles, your thoughts, or your strongest action urge. Step 2. Name it without obeying it. When you detect the signal, name the emotion and the urge separately. Say, "I'm noticing anger and I want to prove them wrong." Or, "This is embarrassment and I want to disappear." This matters because an emotion can feel like an instruction. Anger says attack. Anxiety says escape. Shame says hide. Naming the feeling reminds you that the emotion is information, not a command. In a brain imaging study, people who named the emotion they saw showed less activity in parts of the brain involved in emotional reactions, including the amygdala. That doesn't mean that assigning a label to an emotion instantly switches it off, but it suggests that putting a feeling into words can change how the brain processes it. Keep the label precise and temporary. "I'm noticing anger" is more useful than "I am an angry person." Then name the urge without carrying it out. Step 3. Lower the physical volume. Don't try to reason your way through the situation while your body is still preparing for a fight. Take several gentle breaths. Let the inhale happen naturally, then make the exhale slower and slightly longer. Release your jaw, lower your shoulders, and stop moving toward the impulsive action. For example, inhale comfortably for about 4 counts and exhale for about 6. Do not force the breath or turn it into a performance. The aim is simply to lower the intensity enough to think. In a randomized study, participants practiced 5 minutes of structured breathing or mindfulness each day for a month. The breathing groups reported a better mood and their breathing slowed. The group that focused on longer exhales showed the biggest daily improvement in positive mood. 3 breaths won't magically solve anger, grief, or conflict, but breathing does change your state. Use it to create a pause before choosing what to do. Step 4. Change the view, not the facts. Once the intensity is dropped, create distance from the first interpretation. Use your own name and ask, "What is Sam reacting to? What would help Sam respond well?" Research suggests that talking to yourself this way can create emotional distance without demanding much extra mental effort. Then ask 3 questions. What actually happened? What story am I adding? What else could this mean? Suppose a friend doesn't reply to your message. The fact is that there is no reply. The story might be, "They are deliberately ignoring me." Other possibilities are that they are busy, overwhelmed, distracted, or unsure what to say. This doesn't mean pretending everything is fine or excusing genuine disrespect. It means asking whether your first interpretation is the only reasonable one. If a boundary was crossed, you can still address it, without letting the most emotional version of the story choose your behavior. Step 5. Pre-select the behavior. Emotional control becomes more reliable when you decide what to do before the next trigger arrives. Create an if-then plan using your early signal. If I notice my voice speeding up, then I will stop, exhale, and ask for 10 minutes before answering. If I start writing an angry message, then I will save it as a draft and reread it after 20 minutes. If I feel myself shutting down, then I will say, "I want to respond properly. Give me a moment." A review of studies found that people who made specific if-then plans managed their emotional responses more effectively than people who simply intended to stay in control. The plan reduces the number of decisions you must make while you're already triggered or activated. But no strategy works in every context. Afterward, ask, did the plan reduce harm? Did it help me communicate clearly? Did the situation require calming down, solving a problem, setting a boundary, leaving, or seeking support? Practice this now. Write down one situation that regularly triggers you, your earliest physical signal, the emotion and urge you usually feel, and one if-then response. Say the plan aloud once. The next time the signal appears, your goal is not to feel nothing. It is to notice sooner and choose what happens next. Catch it early. Name it without obeying it. Lower the physical volume. Change the view, not the facts. Pre-select the behavior. Emotional control becomes much harder when every reaction begins with fear of how you are being judged. If concern about other people's opinions keeps taking control of your emotions, watch the previous video, How to Not Care What Others Think in 5 Steps.